There's 1,000 different facts I could give you denoting the absolute monumental failure of the Detroit Tigers over the last month, coupled with the insane success of the Cleveland Guardians. But instead of doing so, since the season isn't over yet, and theoretically, I guess, the Tigers could still win the division, I'm instead going to hop into yesterday's game, when Detroit proceeded to blow a contest in a way that we've never seen before, courtesy of their more than likely back-to-back Cy Young ace, while their offense performed so badly that their own star hitter couldn't even believe it post-game. This contest looked like it might be a different story early, when the Tigers managed to get out to a 1-0 lead on back-to-back leadoff doubles. But in what has become a trend for them in recent weeks, they not only would strand the runner there without moving him, but then proceeded to do the same thing in the next inning, only this time with the bases loaded and 1 out. This meant, despite some considerable traffic early on, they only had a 1-0 lead through 5, though this did grow to 2-0 when Riley Green crushed a line drive missile to right field in the 6th. However, I'm not sure if any fan of Detroit felt like this was ever going to be a victory, even at this stage, and they would be proven correct in the bottom of the 6th, when a true nightmare occurred for their ball club. First, Stephen Kwan led off with a well-placed bunt hit, though I will contend that Dylan Dingler had a chance to actually get him at first if Skubal managed to clear out early. Still, a leadoff base runner with a pitcher of the caliber of Tarek on the mound? That didn't have to be the end of the world. But oh, would it get so much worse when Angel Martinez laid down a bunt of his own, which Skubal fielded, and then inexplicably decided to try to hike it to first base, despite having ample time to turn and throw, not only allowing the batter to reach, but pushing both runners up a base. From here, it felt like a collapse was inevitable, and this would further be confirmed when Jose Ramirez flipped a little ground ball to third base that went for an infield single, pushing the tying run to third with still nobody out. At this point, all 3 hits in the inning had come with exit velocities of less than 66 miles an hour. Things would only get worse when the lefty proceeded to fire a fastball up and in on David Fry right after, seeing it be bunted off of his face. You could tell this rattled the hurler, though it does seem, thankfully, like David is going to be okay. George Valera would be sent in to pinch hit, and shortly after would watch as Skubal fired a wild pitch away from Dingler, tying the game and pushing the winning run to second. Ramirez would then manage to rattle Tarek en route to inducing a balk versus the next hitter after Valera struck out, allowing Gabriel Arias to push across the go-ahead run on a ground out. This made Skubal, per Opta stats, the first former Cy Young winner to have an error, wild pitch, and balk all in the same inning. From here, it never really felt close again. Cleveland would tack on a couple more with a 2-out hit in the 7th, and Detroit could do nothing at the plate in response. Once the final out was recorded, it was official. Cleveland was in first place in the division, courtesy of them holding the tiebreaker. One final indecency the Detroit fan base would have to shoulder was the fact that, after the contest, Green was asked about their 19 strikeouts at the plate, and this was his reaction.
19 Ks. That's not going to get it done usually.
19 Ks for what?
For you guys.
Tonight?
Yeah.
It almost looked like he was going to cry, and honestly I get it. This is still a really young team, and the weight of blowing what would be the largest division lead in Major League history has to be near soul-crushing. And unfortunately, it could get even worse, as they are currently only a couple games ahead of the Astros for the last wildcard spot, again because of tiebreakers, meaning they could conceivably, if they continue at their current pace, miss out on the postseason entirely. Alright everybody, if you made it this far, I appreciate you watching, and if you did, consider checking out any of these other videos on your screen right now for other content just like this. Also, if you ever see anything you'd like to see me detail in the video, feel free to reach out to my email, basebpoet@gmail.com, and if I end up using your idea, I'll give you a shout out. Thanks for watching, have a great rest of your day.